Hello, my name is Dr. Kelly Shear, and I interview and coach executives for a living. Today, I'm going to talk about interview etiquette and general do's and don'ts with the aim of setting you up for success for your next interview. It may also be helpful to you to watch another video I've recorded detailing how to prepare your interview responses beforehand, and I put a link to that video in the description below. Further, in other videos, I cover pre-employment testing, which I'll also link in the description of this video. Typically, you'll be asked to take a series of online tests that tap into your leadership profile. You want to make sure you take these tests by the due date, which is typically prior to your interview. This is an important part of the first impression you make on your interviewer. Essentially, you taking the test on time gives us a data point regarding are you conscientious and whether you can follow directions. Check the meeting invitation for the type of video conference interface you will be using. You may need to download the video conference interface such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams. You'll want to do this well before your interview and, if possible, practice with a family member or ask the administrator who set up your interview meeting to schedule a quick practice with you if the interface is new to you. Taking just a few minutes to make sure your interface works as expected will help to ensure you are able to join your interview on time, and when you do join, you'll know how to use the interface. I would also encourage you to do what you can to ensure there are no interruptions or loud noises nearby when you are in your interview. It's distracting for both you and the interviewer. Ensuring you have a quiet space will help to set you up for success. Also, you should have a comfortable chair to sit in. I've seen people do interviews at a standing desk and they tend to fidget a lot. It is very distracting. Remember, when you are being interviewed, you are being assessed on what we call your leadership presence. You want to present as comfortable, focused, and composed. To that end, if you are uncomfortable, don't keep talking about how uncomfortable you are. If you feel like you didn't answer a question well, don't say, "I don't think that was a good answer." Rather, ask, "Does that answer your question?" Now, let's talk about clothing. As you know, I interview executives for a living, and these days I don't typically see people dress in suit jackets for their interviews, although individuals, including myself, tend to dress up for in-person meetings. While you don't need to wear a suit and tie, I suggest dressing business casual. In my experience, I have seen people show up in hoodies or t-shirts, and it makes it look like you're not taking the process seriously. Be thoughtful about your audience of what kind of impression you want to make. A final point I will make is, at the end of the interview, do not ask your interviewer, "How did I do?" It comes across as immature and validation seeking. Further, we are not able to give you feedback in the moment. Our feedback belongs to the client organization. If you are hired, you will likely receive feedback on your assessment. To recap today's video, first, prepare interview responses and stories to draw from in your interview. Second, take your online pre-employment testing prior to your interview. Third, ensure your computer and software are up to date and that you know how to use the video conference interface requested by your interviewer. Fourth, dress in business casual attire. Fifth, make sure your interview occurs in a quiet space where you will not be interrupted. And sixth, do not ask your interviewer how you did once the interview is over. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for watching and see you next Thursday.